This is a review of the Ultimate Spider-Man Hardcover, Volume 1. And to confess, before I bought this volume, I never read any Ultimate Spider-Man book. I knew the series existed, but I just wasn't a fan of this alternate take of the character and restarting the universe. Cover price of this was $35, but you'll definitely find it for less on Amazon or other conventions and stuff. But the price was great. It was the first 13 issues. This is the inside cover. You could feel the Ultimate Spider-Man logo. It's indented in there. Really nice. One thing to know is I got the first edition. This is the first edition. I think later editions they changed it a little because I don't know why, and this is the negative, they did not include the covers to issues 1 to 13. How the heck do you not include the covers to a comic book? Even though I know the storyline continues, and they didn't want to break in between the story because the storyline actually continues from issue to issue, and it's a really long story. Why didn't you just put the covers in there? I don't get it. You know, this was a first printing in 2002, and Marvel was doing crazy stuff like that, not including covers, or they would reprint the book, but the cover would be at an angle. I just don't get it. Just include the cover. And I know Mark Bagley was just using like shots. No, you know, it was just like a picture of Spider-Man. It wasn't anything to do with the story. It was just putting up an image of Spider-Man. But still, just include the cover. They might have done that in later volumes. I'm not sure. I know in the later volume issues I got that they did include the covers, but first volumes they didn't. First off, you should know is this is a retelling of the Spider-Man origin. Has nothing to do with the mainstream Spider-Man book. The art is by Mark Bagley, and the writing is Brian Michael Bendis. You know Bendis from all the stuff he's done at Marvel, and this was his early stuff. And Bagley, surprisingly, his art style got, in my opinion, revitalized. His art, even though I had a lot of it, and he's a great artist, it was looking tired and worn, like just like he was going through the paces, run-of-the-mill type stuff. But when I was looking at this volume, I could tell his style, it really got crisper, and it's like he was revitalized as an artist. That's the best way I could put it. And the volume here is, even though you might not be a fan of the Ultimate books like I was, right? And even though you might not collect the Ultimate Spider-Man run, even if you don't, even if you're not a fan of the Ultimate books, if you had to get one volume, just one, and one Spider-Man volume in the Ultimate series, this one, Volume 1, is 100% worth it. It's a great storyline for the 13 issues of the book. It concludes the storyline great with the last issue, and the art is crisp, great art, great reintroduction to these characters in this alternate take, and I guess that's the highest compliment I could give this book, that if you're not a fan of Ultimate Comics, if you're not a fan of Ultimate Spider-Man, if you're not a fan of the Ultimate Universe, but you just wanted to try one volume, just one book and one character of that Ultimate world, then Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1, this hardcover book, this is the one volume you want, this is the one volume you should get. And that's the highest compliment I could give it when you think about it. Because, I'll say it right now, it is that good. It is a really good storyline. And the last issue is what you've maybe heard about, was the classic Peter Parker and Mary Jane, and what happens in that last issue. But it's really just a nice way to wrap up the first volume, and really nice character development, and shows you what the book really offered and how it was definitely different from the regular mainstream Marvel comics. And of course they include a Amazing Fantasy 15 backup storyline here, but you've seen that better in other volumes, so I don't have to talk about that one. Not too many extras, but I gotta tell you, they've reprinted this volume in many different forms, okay? Many different forms have reprinted this volume, and in trade paperbacks. But the Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 contains the first 13 issues of the run. This is the cover of it. If you see it, it's definitely worth picking up. It's probably the best introduction to the Ultimate line, to Ultimate Spider-Man. And as I said, even if you're not a fan of that universe or the character, if you wanted to try one book, this is the one book and the one volume to get. It's a hardcover book. Cover price is about $35, but as I said, depending where you go, conventions or online, you'll probably pay like 25 bucks or so, and it's worth the money. It's a good read, great art. Can't expect more than that.